It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And we'll get a look here at tight end Pat Freiermuth. He should be one of his quarterback's best friends this week. It's the Steelers and the Bengals, and it comes your way next on Madden Football.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, we look at this Steeler ball club entering
football that they've played in a long time.
Meanwhile, for the Bengals here, they come into this one off a bit of a clunker last time out, a loss that ended their 5-game winning streak. The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. Here are the Bengals on offense, and here is Joe Burrow ready to lead them at quarterback.
And last week's loss came despite a clean game on his end, throwing the ball with 2 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. His job this week is simple. Do it again. Continue to avoid turnovers and hope that what sunk them last week resolves itself this time around.
Throwing on the first play from scrimmage, here's Burrow. Oh, he's going to air it out right away. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. These two teams met in Cincinnati earlier in the year with the Bengals coming out on top. So if they can win here in Pittsburgh, they'd be able to claim the season sweep. Now it's 2nd and 10. Now a give, right side. Groves. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Crowd getting in it a bit already. Here's an early 3rd and 10. And they go play action now. Burrow. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going down. And now that brings up 4th down there. A loss of 6 yards on the sack. Getting into the act on the opening drive here with the sack. And remember, they had 5 last week.
And they saw that on film, and that meant that they had to get together. Offensive coordinator, quarterbacks coach, offensive line coach, receivers coach, and say, how do we beat this pressure? Because everyone has to win against the defense and get the ball at the hands of the quarterback very quickly.
So here are the Steelers now to take over for the first time. And a look at a guy, definitely got a little razzle-dazzle to him. Can do it with his arm or his legs. Their mobile QB.
Okay, I'm not taking a turn to negative town, even though it's going to sound like it. The 2 interceptions he threw last week, those obviously have to be eliminated, and that was the focus of practice this week. But let's face it, he did throw 3 touchdown passes.
And they got the win.
And they got the win, so I think it was a good week for him to work on things. Had some positives, the win being first and foremost. Now he's just got to eliminate those interceptions.
He finds his man complete. That's Shelton. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. A nickel look now for the Bengals as they try to stop him here on 3rd down. Back to throw here. Pressure comes and down he goes. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. The Steelers send out their punter now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And he gets it away, and it's a laser headed for the sidelines. And this will carry out of bounds. Where are they going to spot it now? At about the 18-yard line, it looks like. The Bengals offense led by their running back headed out for the 2nd possession. And he's been one of the most consistent pieces of their offense all year long, no doubt. Shouldn't be much of a surprise then to see him among the league leaders in rushing here late in the season. They went 3 and out on their first drive. Things already looking better here. 1st and 10. They'll keep it on the ground. Groves. And he'll get this to the 32. The numbers for him from a week ago. 14 carries, 112 yards, and a touchdown.
11 touchdowns on the ground this season, and the pride really extends throughout the entire offense. And in this case, I'm focusing on the offensive line. The leverage, the ability to get downfield, make that extra block in order to give him more space to run. They really look forward to him carrying the football because they're going to get him to the end zone.
And Higgins is going to have a Bengals first down as he'll get this up to the 39. Now a handoff up the middle. Groves. And slow going there as he'll only get a yard, maybe, up to the 41. And we're at the 41, 2nd and 9. Up the middle they go. Groves. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 45. It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves him with 3rd and 5. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. From the gun on 3rd down is Burrow. It's caught inside the 25. And now they are knocking on the door inside Pittsburgh's 10. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead. So as they talk it over, we step aside. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal. Play action. It's Burrow. Well, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
And his kick here is good. And the Bengals are on the board first here. It's 3-0. Well, both teams kind of feeling each other out here. And now after 3 drives, we have a score with that field goal.
Yeah, they're still waiting for their breakout drive to come to them, all right? They're using the playbook well. They're looking for that extra section that says touchdowns instead of field goals. But they'll take the 3 for now and try and get set up for more later. We spent so much time talking about the physical side of the game. How about the mental side? They just gave up a field goal, but they didn't get down at all. Big-time return. They're set up to try and at least tie the game up.
And a lane slow and materializing there as he'll get maybe a yard up to the 45. Second and 9. Straight ahead, it's Irving. And only a couple there as he'll take this up to the 47. Here's 3rd and 7. They're going to look to throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he will have a Steelers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. The Steelers at 9-5 now on the year. And they've certainly found their groove of late. Winners of 5 in a row.
And this team is absolutely playing their best football right now. This is the best that we've seen them play in a long time, partner. Sky's the limit as far as they're concerned. Their confidence really soaring.
And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. 7 yards there on the first down screen play. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break the tackle and turn into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he'll be out of bounds, able to get it down to the 25 there. So 8 yards on the completion there, and they'll be left with 2nd and a couple. That's probably as simple of a throw as he'll have all game.
And good for everyone. Good for his completion percentage. Good for the receptions for the receivers. But you know how they work on that. They have footballs with no laces. So as soon as you get the snap, you're just throwing the football, all right? You're not trying to find the laces and grip it a certain way. That takes time. Just get the ball and throw it. So that's how they practice it all the time now, too.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. First run of the game for Jahmyr Gibbs, the Alabama product. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. 7 yards left for 2nd down. Ball at the 10. They'll look to throw here. They'll roll him out right. And he's able to get this down to the 5-yard line before he's out of bounds. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation.
I did like his decision-making there to make sure they picked up something instead of forcing a throw. Now they've got more manageable play coming up to try and pick up the 1st down, and don't rule out the possibility that he just keeps it and runs again.
And he's going to go down just outside of the 5, right around the 6-yard line. And his kick is indeed good, and that will tie us at 3-3. That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And, yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
Field goals all we've had so far. 3-3 now as the kick is away. And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. A tough challenge here in this one. We'll see if he can duplicate the numbers on your screen that he put up last week, up over 100 and a touchdown.
We're watching Taylor's.
And he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line. Obviously, you got to hold on to the football, but I've got to give credit to the defense there. Good job of knocking it free.
Yeah, because a lot of the time we just blame the offensive players for not taking care of it. How about the effort of the defensive players knowing that guys are going to, and if they're good, anticipate the contact coming and try and cover up the football. And they still find ways to knock it free.
And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he'll lose 2nd and 11. He'll look to throw. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. It'll be a gain of 9, and they're going to face a 3rd down. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the 1st here. On play action, they'll throw. He's got his target. That's complete. And the Steelers are going to have 1st and goal coming up as they're able to convert there on 3rd and 2. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. These two teams all tied after 1. Second quarter action from Pittsburgh. It is the Steelers in control of the football. A kicker fest so far, all points via field goals. They're hoping to change that right here. Irving will score. Touchdown, Steelers. Week after week, Charles, when we see this offense operate, I don't know, they just seem to get more impressive.
They certainly do, and let's face it, it's no surprise they're the best in the NFL in scoring. This team designs things well and executes even better. And here, it only takes a few snaps before they're in the end zone. That's how they demoralize teams. That's how they put them on notice.
Extra point right down the middle. And the lead is now 10-3. Just a 4-play drive that time. And it ends with a 3-yard scoring run. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And he's all the way up across the 40 and down at the 42. Great return. Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. Now it's Burrow. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. Now a handoff up the middle. Groves. Now the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense.
So as they talk it over, we step aside.
They'll keep it on the ground. Groves. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first. Up the middle they go. Groves.
And he'll get what he can up the middle. 3 yards. That'll bring up second down.
He really hasn't been able to get on track running the football, averaging less than 4 yards.
Yeah, I think that they're going to enjoy the film session because all the defenders are filling their proper gaps on just about every play. And you know what they always say for a defensive coach? When I click off this film, I better see 11 jerseys in the picture going after the ball carrier.
And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. So the completion good for 7 there. And that's going to make it third down and less than a yard. Now a handoff up the middle. Groves trying to barrel up in there, but I don't think he got it. They'll be marked inches short. No gain on the play, and that's going to lead him to fourth down. And his kick is good, and that'll bring him back within 4.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
The Steelers offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And he's been a nightmare for defenses to try and contain all year long. NFL leader in rushing yards at the QB position here late in the season. On the ground, it's Irving to start the drive.
He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31.
They'll stay on the ground with Irving.
A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
I think we all suspected that they were going back to him after he found the end zone on his last carry, and they kept the positive momentum going there. Another nice run by him.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here. To about the 40-yard line. Now a 2nd and 6. A shotgun handoff here to Irving.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. He'll drop to throw. Caught. It's Huff. Just a gain of a couple there. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. The Steelers send out their punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air.
And good coverage there by the punt team. They're able to get down there and drop him with authority. Burrow going to lead up the Bengals here 1st and 10
at their own 21. They'll start this drive out on the ground. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. the play fake. Here's Burrow. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. They'll run on first down. Groves. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line.
2nd and 10, a very chilly day here, but no snow. And I got to say, if it's going to be this cold, I want snow. You should see Charles' face. He's looking at me like I'm crazy.
Yeah, that's good for a gain of 6. And now we've got a 3rd and 3.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
Burrow looking to pass. Looking middle, and that's complete.
And he is going to have a Bengals first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
From midfield now, Burrow. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going to go down. They're in some hot water now after that sack. It's 2nd and 21. Up the middle they go. Groves. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
The Bengals bring out their punter now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. This is away and a very good kick, angled for the sidelines. And this one's out of bounds. Should be inside the 10, I think it is. At the 6-yard line.
Pittsburgh offense making their way back out.
Now the question, what do you do here? Time not really an issue. You got over a minute, but you figure from this spot you'd need a good 50, 60 yards to even consider a field goal try.
Yeah, so there's optimism there, but there's also a little bit of restraint, right? You got to make sure you don't take a sack here. Don't end up in the end zone. Ball gets stripped. You could give up 2 points in that occasion, or maybe even 6 if you can't get on it and recover it yourself. So make sure you protect the guy throwing the football if indeed that's the plan of attack.
Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half.
He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
The Steelers send out their punter now as he's on here to punt it away. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. Taken in at the 22.
So a good punt there, but a very strong 14-yard return.
And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. Over the middle, it's complete. The Bengals going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. They're passing here, Joe Burrow. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. Now the Bengals going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Now Burrow.
And that's to the left sideline and incomplete.
And that's the knowledge you gain from being in this league for a long time. He's learned the hard way when to give up and fight another down. And that's a smart move to throw it away.
Here's Burrow setting up to throw it.
A throw left sideline falls incomplete.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw him break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
And that is no good. And that will keep this a 4-point game.
Yeah, it's been a disappointing first half for him, all things considered. And this can serve as the capper. It's a missed field goal in the late going, and that's only going to serve to lessen the mood even further.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe, and that will do it for this first half. So we reach halftime here in the Steel City with the Steelers on top as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you two in a bit. For now, plenty of early game action around the NFL to get you caught up on, so let's get to it. We'll get started up at Lucas Oil Stadium in the capital city of Indianapolis, and it's the Ravens who have the lead in that one. Lamar Jackson, responsible for the lone touchdown in the game thus far as he's thrown a touchdown pass. From there, we'll head down to the Big Easy. Check on the Saints at home at the Superdome. And at halftime, they trail the visiting Seahawks in that ball game. Ken Walker, a touchdown run in that first half. Lastly, let's get to the Windy City. See what's happening with the Bears at home at Soldier Field. As you can see the score there in the second quarter. Jaden Reed, a touchdown reception. We saw a strong first half out of running back Bucky Irving. He had a touchdown run that helped get his guys this halftime lead. This has certainly been a fun one to watch so far. We knew this was going to be a battle, and we have not been disappointed. This is the kind of game that could wind up hinging on which side can play mistake-free football the rest of the way. These two teams making their last-minute adjustments. The second half coming your way from Pittsburgh. And to bring it to you, we go back to Brandon and Charles.
And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Steelers offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And he continues to be a nightmare for teams to defend in the red zone. You see the graphic. He's second in the NFL in terms of rushing touchdowns by a quarterback.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. At that time, they pick up a first down. So now on defense, you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going.
Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
They suspected it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on first down.
Once again, it's Irving.
4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a third and about 4 more for first.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
They'll set up to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And he's got the first down yardage as he brings this up to the 47. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
A run up the middle with Irving. Tackled there by Jordan Battle.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard.
Pass complete. George Pickens with it.
And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals 26.
They run out of the gun with Irving.
And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
From the 24 now, here's the 2nd and 8.
The play action fake. They'll look to throw. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down. So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Looking to throw.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have a Steelers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
In motion goes Huff.
And he'll get it here on the touch pass.
And he'll get this this one down to about the 10-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
On the handoff, this is Irving.
And he gets halfway home from the 10 to the 5 on a pickup of 5. And before they can run this 3rd down play, we're going to get a timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. And they finally catch up to him and take him down. Jeez, where was he going? A huge loss there. So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. And that one makes this a 10-point game at 16-6.
Well, they picked up right where they left off in the first half. First drive after the break, they come away with 3 and increase that lead.
Yeah, and you just want to keep building on that lead, don't you? Whether it's 6 points or 3 points, take everything you can get. Keep maneuvering, keep adding to it, keep making it difficult for them to come back.
And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
So here are the Bengals now as they get their first possession of this second half.
And their deficit a little wider now than it was at halftime following the field goal a moment ago.
But the goal is still the same because you know they want to come out, establish a rhythm in the second half, and get going. Make no mistake about it, though. Kicking field goals, not in their game plan. They need to get the ball in the end zone.
That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Here's Burrow.
Able to find Higgins.
Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it brings up 3rd and 5 now. Burrow will throw.
That is caught.
They find some open field here.
And he is going to have a Bengals first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Now back to throw. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 47. Now a handoff up the middle. Groves. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. They'll keep it on the ground. Groves. And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line.
Now the terrible towels in full force now as the Steelers get set to defend this 3rd and long.
From the gun on 3rd down is Burrow.
The throw here right sideline falls incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
Pittsburgh set to take over again on offense.
And last time they were able to churn some clock. They got the field goal, added on to their lead, but that was a drive that was so long, it should have ended in a touchdown. You know that's how they felt.
And we'll both be headed to the airport after the game, but we probably should go to the post-game press conference because someone's going to ask the head coach about this drive, and he's going to profess that he was happy to get points,
but
and we know that's not true.
Yeah.
Okay, after this type of a drive, not getting a touchdown, a huge disappointment.
50 catches for him now on the year, and he's got a first down. They'll drop to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll be upended here after a pickup of 3, getting it out to the 25.
Here's 2nd and 7. Here's a handoff to Irving.
And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
One quarter remains here in Week 16. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Pittsburgh. It's Steeler football, and they have the lead as well as we begin quarter number 4. The Steelers send out their punter now. He's been terrific so far. And he gets this away, angled for the sideline with a lot behind it. Wow. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line.
Burrow and the Bengals with a 1st and 10
at their own 22. They'll start this drive out on the ground. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
2nd and 5.
From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. Forced out to his left. And they're able to get this one across the 35.
Burrow on his toes that time as they get the 1st down.
So there you go. Save your best scramble of the day for a big-time situation in the 4th quarter, picking up the 1st.
You don't want to use it up early, right? You want to make sure you save it for that exact moment, that key time. And that's what he did, although you and I both know it wasn't planned that way. But what a nice job using his eyes, scanning the field, and realizing when it was time to exit the pocket and go.
They'll have to deal with a 2nd and 14 now after the loss. And now they will throw it with Burrow. And he's going to hook up with his big tight end, complete.
And he'll get about 6 here before he is taken down rather rudely and abruptly.
Now it's Burrow. Now Brown, he lost the football. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And to the 43. So down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over.
On 1st and 10, here's Irving. Down inside the 40.
Good push from the offensive line, and they've done well so far to build this lead. Now, they've got to get things to the finish line, and that's a solid pickup there to begin the drive.
On the ground, it's Irving.
And he gets it down to the 32.
Well, now hang on here because he appears to be shaken up.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. He'll look to throw.
Setting up the screen, this is Gibbs. And a nice job to break free of one tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after. From the 29, here's a 2nd and 7. Straight ahead with Gibbs here.
And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9.
And we got a pause following the play because it appears a member of the Bengals in some discomfort. They'll run with Gibbs.
And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown.
Jahmyr Gibbs
with career touchdown number 70.
And the Steelers are closing in on win number 10 as they extend this 4th quarter lead.
The call is to go for 1 and kick the extra point. And that'll make this a 3-score game as the lead moves to 17. The drive summary that time, 5 plays.
And it was all capped off by a touchdown run from Jahmyr Gibbs. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The Bengals offense and Joe Burrow getting set for this next drive. And it's been a struggle for him all afternoon. This defense has really done a nice job of making him earn everything he gets, and it's prevented him from getting into any kind of rhythm here today.
The Bengals drive about to get going.
Last time out, they had the fumble. That led to the touchdown. Not a great look on either side of the ball as the defense gave up the points too, Charles. But they've got to take care of the football and do better here on this possession.
It's certainly been a tough stretch, partner, for both of those units, and they kind of put their defensive mates in a really tough spot there by dropping the ball on the ground. But an easy way to make it up to them, get out there now and get some points on this drive.
9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be third and less than a yard. He'll look to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. Down to the 10. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. T. Higgins with career touchdown number 75. And the Bengals are finally into the end zone here in this fourth quarter. And they just ran the fly route there, didn't they?
You broke it down perfectly. He ends up catching that one and taking it all the way into the end zone.
Well, thanks. It was pretty simple to break down, though. I mean, that's just a guy going, running on the go route, making a play.
Speed,
Kills.
speed, speed. And what does it do?
It kills.
There you go.
So the lead back down to 10 as things get a little more interesting, and the kick is away. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's second down.
Well, it certainly appears to me that the defensive guys are starting to look a little bit tired while he still has some fresh legs. Not the biggest gain we've seen on a scramble, but still some positive yardage on a play that initially looked like a...
And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. Miles Murphy able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon. On third down, he'll drop to throw. The decision to scramble almost got him the first, just short, 9 yards, and it brings up 4th and inches. Back to throw here. He's got his target. That's complete. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. 4th down, no problem. Just a ho-hum pickup of 14 to keep the offense on the field. On 1st and 10, here's Gibbs. Knifes his way forward here, but just 3 yards on the play. Second down. From the 43, here's second down and 7. Back to throw. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. The Steeler first down on the pickup of 11 yards. Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6. Second down and 4. Gibbs straight ahead. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. Play number 9 set to come here on the drive on 3rd and 2. They're going to look to throw. Rolling to his right. Able to find his man. It's Pickens. And he will have the Steelers first down as they get 5 there on 3rd and 2.
3rd and short, and they decided not to run for it, and he's able to escape the pressure, finds a clear throwing lane outside the pocket, gets the completion, and picks up the first down.
Over the middle, complete. That's Gibbs. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. So the completion good for 6 yards, and that'll make it second down. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. Here now, 2nd and 4. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Something we haven't really seen much of from him, an incomplete pass.
Yeah, last week he finished at 70%. This week he's up over 80%. I don't know how you slow him down. Pass rush is usually the best way because a quarterback on his back usually can't complete a pass.
And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. And now we're going to get a timeout defensively.
So another stop, 1:50 left in the football game.
Gibbs is into the end zone for a Steeler touchdown. But just power football there down near the goal line. Give it to him. He's able to push his way across.
Yeah, they went heavy there. Sometimes you have those big offensive linemen come in, have to report like they're eligible. But all they're doing is getting a good stance, blocking, and getting their runner across the goal line.
Point after, right down the middle. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. Here's the Steelers kick team as they'll boot this one away.
And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now Burrow. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end.
2nd down and 6 now.
They're passing here, Joe Burrow. And a quick shuffle pass here is complete. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the 1st down. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. Wide open receiver complete. And all the way down to the 10-yard line. So now following the big play, they've got a 1st and goal all the way down at the 10. Burrow looking to pass.
Open man is Higgins, and he's got it. Touchdown, Cincinnati.
A great effort there. With his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year.
And the Bengals have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th.
Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead is trimmed down to 10. So that drive, 4 plays. So 2 scores down, time definitely not an ally, but here comes the onside kick. And the Bengals have recovered it. Well, that certainly makes things more interesting. You get the score, then you get the onside kick. A little uphill battle still, but a start.
It's not mission accomplished, but the plan is working. They are in a great spot right now, and the best part, they put the defense right back out on the field after having already scored.
Yeah, they've got the momentum here now. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end.
Now 2nd and 4. To throw, Burrow.
Pressure comes, and the Steelers take him down. Now the Bengals going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game.
Throwing, Burrow.
And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he takes this one into the end zone, and all of a sudden, here in the final minute, things get a little bit tighter. Extra point right down the middle. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it's finished off with a Cincinnati touchdown. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. They had to go for it with no timeouts remaining, though now this one's as good as over.
They gave it an effort. They tried their best, did everything they could to try and get the ball on the onside kick. You're exactly right. They had to try it. It was their only option. And now this game is done. Just take it, kneel, and call it a day. Listen, anytime you take a knee to end a game, that means you've won it. So it doesn't matter whether it's home or on the road. But there's something a little extra special about doing it in front of your home crowd, isn't there?
And the home crowd applauding. They're happy with what they've seen. Chalk this one up in the left-hand column for a win.
Yeah, that's right. Head to the locker room, throw the wristbands in the crowd for the kids, your gloves, your towels. Get to share it with the home team.
So this one in the win column for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And we talked so much about the turnover battle, determining who wins, who loses. This game, no exception. Air-free football, no turnovers at all, and they win it.
So this is one you don't have to convince your team that what you're saying is accurate. And you know what I'm talking about. Head coach always stands up in front of the team and says, guys, if we do this, this, and this, we'll win. And usually they say if we win the turnover battle, we'll win. Well, here's the proof right there. Win the turnover battle.